Hello and welcome to the Ally Invest Service Show. My name is Brian Overby. I'm with Ally Invest and I'll be your host for today's show. On our show today, our theme is going to be opening an account with Ally Invest and setting up your watch list. Today we have Keegan Perkins with us from our customer service team. Keegan will start with a discussion on how to open up an account with Ally Invest. But with that mentioned, our viewers are the ultimate drivers of content of this show. If you have any questions about the platform, please put them in the chat box right now on the right-hand side of the screen. I have to point out for privacy concerns that we can only answer general questions about the platform, and please do not put in any account information, phone numbers, et cetera, in the chat box. The goal of our show is to help out as much as we can in this open platform without compromising the security or safety of your accounts. Okay, so with that said, please start putting your questions in the chat box right now. Before I pass it to Keegan to talk about how to open up a new account, I have one question from the comment section of last week's video. So I'm going to start with that one. All right, Keegan, here we go. I have a home address that doesn't accept mail from the post office. Ally has both home address and my actual mailing address. Why does Apex Clearing, who we clear through at Ally Invest, trade confirmation documents list my home address and not my mailing address? Is there a way to make Apex Clearing use the mailing address? So
Okay.
there's a lot in that one, Keegan, but in general, what's the process of setting up an account and how statements are sent to accounts from financial institutions just in general?
Okay. Interesting question. Interesting question. So all financial institutions need to have a real valid residential address in order to open and maintain an investment account. So that would be the reason why your residential address is listed on your statement. However, majority of investment companies, including Ally Invest, offers the ability to add a mailing address for a situation like this. So that way you can still get your trade confirmations and your trading statements.
All right. So I don't know who asked that question last week, but if you're not getting your statements, please give us a call and let us know, because we do have the ability to mail that statement to that mailing address. But your official records and your official documents have to have your valid US address in order for you to actually have an account within the US with Ally Invest, just in general. All right, so we already have one question that popped up too. Before I pass it back to you, Keegan, let's jump right in with the viewers' questions. Many of your competitors offer fractional shares. Is this something you plan to offer in the future? And that would be the ability to buy a fractional share of a bigger company, say Amazon, Google, et cetera, et cetera. Any thoughts on that, Keegan?
So I can't speculate as to whether, Ally Invest is going to offer that ability in the future. However, currently we do not offer fractional share trading. The only time an investor will see fractional shares in their Ally investment account is if they are enrolled into our dividend reinvestment program, and then they'll see fractional shares that way. And then when it's time to liquidate those shares, they will still put in a trade for whole shares, and then our trade desk would automatically liquidate those fractional shares at market value at that time.
All right. And so the dividend reinvestment, basically you have to have that turned on, and a company has to be paying dividends, and then they'll buy fractional shares by the amount of the dividend. And that's where you'll see fractional shares. But at this point in time, you can't just go in, enter an order, and buy a half a share of Google, for example. We are looking into it, and it's been discussed, and we've actually had this question more than once on the customer service show. So there are people that know about it and know that there is some demand for it. So with that said, I don't have an ETA overall when we might offer them, but it is definitely in the discussion right now. All right, so that's the first one. So it's good. We got a quick question in the chat box. Let's go and jump right into your presentation, Keegan, on how to open up an account. And please put any questions in the chat box that you have. This is your best opportunity for Keegan or myself to actually answer them, and we'll just start rocking and rolling. So back to you, Keegan.
All righty. So I just want to make sure everybody can see my demonstration here. So actually, this is me logged into the account. So what I'm going to do is log out first and then walk you guys through how to open up an actual Ally investment account. So you start by going to ally.com. This is our default Ally screen. And then in order to open up an investment account, you would hit investment and retirement at the top. it would give an option between managed portfolios and self-directed. So with a managed portfolio account, you have to have $100 minimum investment. And then depending on what type of managed portfolio account you select, there may be a different fee associated with it depending on your cash allocation. And then with self-directed accounts, there's no account minimums. All we ask is that you have enough cash in your account in order to cover the cost of whatever trade you're wanting to place. So for the purposes of this video, we'll just talk about self-directed trading. And I'm just wait for this to load up here. All right, so this gives you a brief overview of the self-directed trading that we offer. So if you keep scrolling down, like I said, it just gives you an overview, some descriptions of what we offer. If you keep scrolling, and then gives you an overview of any potential commissions or fees that we may charge. So I would highly encourage a new investor to read over this page, especially if they're not familiar with the type of fees or possible commissions that we may charge. And then once you read over that information, you want to hit start trading up at the top. Alrighty. And then if you happen to have an Ally Bank account, you would hit this option over here. I already have an Ally Bank or investment account. If you are new to Ally, you would keep it on this default option. So I'm gonna just keep it on, I'm new to Ally. I'm gonna just type in test and account just for the purposes of this video. And then test at Yahoo. And then click register. So as you can see, the very first step it asks you is what type of an account you're wanting to open. So by default, these are our three most common account types that we offer. So you can hit individual, joint, and the IRA. If you want to see what all account types we offer, you just hit view all accounts. And then it gives you all of the different IRA accounts that we offer. And then as you can see, we also have Coverdale and trust accounts. And if you hover over each of these account types, it'll give you a brief description of what account is.
All right. I already have one before you keep jumping. I think that was a good spot to pause there, Keegan. Brian in the chat box says, do you have to be a citizen of the U.S. to join Ally Invest?
Okay, that is a very good question. And that is also a frequently asked question. So again, we always encourage clients to utilize the website. So you can hit this right here. And as you can see, it says to open up an Ally Bank or an investment account, you do have to be a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident of the United States.
All right. And then there's everything else that goes along with that. All right. So there you have it. So let's go back, jump back into the presentation, talking about an individual account.
All righty. All right, so we left right here. So I'm gonna just select individual account and then just scroll down and hit next. And then it's gonna begin asking you some personal information. So to ask you your date of birth, country of citizenship, marital status, number of dependents. I'm not gonna enter in all this personal information, but just know like the next page will ask you for like your full social, your residential address, because again, we require a residential address in order to open and maintain an account. And then there's also an option for a mailing address if you have like a PO box that you would rather have your mail sent to. Once you're entering all that personal information, you would hit submit, and then it would ask you to begin if you wanted to fund your account. A lot of clients are a little hesitant about funding their account immediately, so they may not choose that option to do so. So I'm going to actually log into the test account and show you how to link up a bank account if you decided you wanted to do that later.
All right. So while you do that, Keegan, I do have another question, and I'll probably be able to answer this one a little bit. The Adventure Auto actually comes, that's the username, says, I use Ally Invest to research stocks. One in particular, Ally analyst may list a stock as a strong sell, but the CFRA report supplied by Ally may show a strong buy. Where do the recommendations in general come from? Now, Keegan, do you know where, can we show them where these reports are overall? You know, in the research section?
I should be able to pull it up. Just bear with me a moment.
Okay. So with that said, these are independent analysts. Now, at Ally Invest, we don't make recommendations in general about specific companies and buys or sells from a specific Ally analyst. Overall, we don't provide research reports on individual companies, but we do offer more than one outside research firm known as a third party. We have Morningstar and we have Cifra. Now, where do they come from? They come directly from those companies, and they may have a difference of opinion on a company. They may look at the financials differently. They might judge the technical analysis a little bit more overall. But bottom line is they're both third party research companies, and we offer you more than one so that you can do the research on your own to be able to pick your own stocks in a self-directed account overall. So in general, that's where it is. And right now I see Keegan's showing the two different views. We have the Morningstar right now that's being highlighted. And maybe you want to show, so this is just a simple, nothing's meant to be a recommendation here on our customer service show overall. But right now, Keegan is actually showing Apple. So could you go through a little bit, Keegan, what we see here in the research reports from Morningstar and CFRA?
Okay. So yes, like you said before, we have two different analytical companies that, give these reports and recommendations for Morningstar and CFRA. And if you want to see a more detailed report, you can simply just hit view the Morningstar report here. And then it gives you like out of 5 stars, like different ratings, a fair market value. And then it gives you a brief information on like the sector, the industry, as you can see. And then even like uncertainty, it gives you information about that. And if you keep scrolling down, it even gives you like dividend information, price range information, and things such, and all the financials over here on the left.
And if you do click that one link, it'll give you the full report. I think it comes up as a PDF. If I'm correct, you don't have to click it right now.
Well, yes, it does come up as a PDF.
You're quicker than me. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it does give you the complete report. And it also on both of the analyst reports, it is available to you. That did pop up pretty quickly though, overall. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are certain situations where analyst reports will disagree with each other. You see it all the time. A lot of times on the big financial shows, you'll see a lot of people saying that the overall analyst rating is a buy or a hold or a sell or a market perform, however they choose to say it. But they highlight the one that is most chosen by the analysts overall. And especially on a big company like Apple, there's a lot of opinions out there overall. So we try to share with you as many as we can. And in our analysis, we have Morningstar and CFRA. All right. And the Adventure Auto is talking about one specific example, and that stock symbol is in the chat box is PFLT. But we can't talk about individual stocks. That's not what our customer service show is about. We don't give recommendations overall. We're mainly trying to address things within the platform that are more common to all in general. All right, so Keegan, that looks like that's it so far for the question. So let's go back and look at the procedure to open up an account with Ally Invest.
Okay.
And then we can jump back to the dashboard and talk a little bit about the watch list.
Yep. So before we get into the watch list, like I was saying before, a lot of clients are a little hesitant about funding an account immediately right after they open it. They want to view the dashboard, view our platform, and things of that nature, and then make a decision as to whether or not they actually want to fund the account. So I'm going to go over a brief description on how to link an account from like another outside, banking institution, or if they already have an investment account at another firm, how to bring that account from that other firm to Ally Invest. So to start that process, you want to hit transfers up at the top, and then you want to hit investments on the drop down. And then once this page loads up, as you can see, it takes you to the Ally Invest Transfers page. In order to add a bank account from another institution, you would hit, or banking institution, you would hit Manage Other Accounts, and then you would click on Add an Account at Another Institution. And then once this loads up, as you can see, it'll tell you to select your bank. So I'm gonna just select like Wells Fargo, for example. And then this will take you to a secure website to ask you for your banking login. And then once you're logged into there, it'll ask you what bank account you're wanting to have linked up. So if you have like 2 checking and like 3 savings accounts, if you want to link one specifically, you can select that one. And then we give you the ability to add 2 different bank accounts to your investment account. So that is the limit, 2 outside bank accounts. And then exit here. And then, like I said, if for some reason you're running into issues linking up your bank account automatically, we also give you this option to manually link your bank account. So all that we ask is that you confirm whether the bank account is an individual or joint, the type of banking account it is, the routing, bank account number, and the bank name. And then you'll submit that information, and then we may ask you for some additional documentation to verify this information that you entered here. Like I said, the other way to bring in funds into your investment account is from another firm. So you would click on this option over here that says from another firm. And then it will ask you, will it be a full or partial account transfer from another firm? Just keep it at full, the default option. You would hit get started. And then it's going to ask for the account. So you would click on your investment account here with Ally. And then same thing. It's going to ask you, where the account is at another firm. So let's say it's at like TD Ameritrade. All we ask is for your account number. You'll type in the account number and hit next. And then the next page, it'll ask you to like review the account number information and then confirm. And then after that, we take care of the account transfer process. The online account transfer process usually takes about 5 to 7 business days to complete. And you'll get an email once the account transfer has completed. All right. So after you've funded the account, let's say you wanted to, make something of your watch list. I always give clients note that you can customize these different functions in your dashboard page. So like, let's say you were to have like your research here and like your charts like up here or something. You can customize your dashboard any way you want to. So please keep that in mind if you need to contact us via email or live chat or over the phone, that your dashboard page may be different than ours depending on how you customize it. So again, let's say I wanted to add something to my watch list. Let's see. Let's say I wanted to add, this to my watch list. So first, it's gonna pull up a chart for it. I'm sorry. Did you have a question?
Well, I do actually. It's more of a statement in there, and Tesla's TSLA. So if we go and we look at this, William, William is actually asking. It's more of a statement, and we do have a couple of shows, and plans to talk about this topic. But William says Ally Invest does not offer a demo account, and that is true. We do not offer demo accounts at this point in time. You do have to open up an account overall if you'd like to demo the platform in general. Can one of these programs focus on how to operate the trade platform, especially for options? And just makes a statement that the on-demand video highlights that, and we do have a video that does cover a lot of the trading aspects for options overall. But we could do a show that will focus on options, and we actually have some plans to do it going forward on one of the shows coming up. William also says, I have an account with equities. Well, we appreciate the account, just overall, we do. So with that said, we will address that question overall, and we might even be able to look a little bit into the trading platform right now, but let's focus on the watch list and let Keegan continue to set up this watch list just in general. Back to you, Keegan.
All righty. So I went ahead and added a few different stocks and things to the watch list. So I just added these 4. As you can see, it gives you the last executed price, change in price, bid, ask, the size, volume, and things of that nature. Let's say you wanted to go ahead and place a trade directly from your watch list. You can hit this circle with these 3 dots right here, and you can hit trade. And also, like, let's say you wanted to remove something from your watch list, you can do that as well. So you can hit the 3 dots to remove. Anytime you click on like any of these symbols from your watch list, your chart over here to the right should automatically update for you. So let's say I wanted to trade Apple. Just again, the circle with the three dots, and then hit trade. And then it's going to load up what's known as our QuickTrade feature. And then you can enter in your trade information here and then hit preview order at the bottom. And then after you hit preview order, there'll be an option that says submit order, and you can submit your trade from there. Some people really like this feature. Some people want to see the entire trade ticket laid out because they're, maybe a little bit more conservative. So you can also hit trading up here at the top, and then whatever type of trade you're wanting to place, you can click on it here. So let's say again, you wanted to place a trade for Apple, hit trading and then stocks and ETFs, and then you wait for this trade ticket to load up, and then you hit, whatever type of trade you're wanting to place. So if it's a buy order, buy, and then however many shares. A lot of clients think you have to hit the plus minus here when you actually don't. You can simply just click on the box and then type in however many shares you want to buy. And then if you want to leave it at market, that's fine. And then it'll give you a real-time quote. So they let you know what the stock is trading at and what have you. And then same things before, hit preview order. And then for this account, if I hit preview order, as you can see, for this demo account, it has $13.42 in the account. So the system should automatically pick up, if you don't have enough funds in your account to place that trade, and then it'll tell you the estimated trade value for that trade.
All right. Can you go in, Keegan? Could you do talk a little bit about what a market order versus a limit order is? There were more than one offerings in there, but those are by far the two more popular ways to enter a trade. If you do it at the market, basically you're saying you're willing to accept any price or the current prevailing market price. What happens if you're entering a limit order, Keegan?
Okay. So if you're wanting to enter a limit order, first thing you need to do is click this box right here to change it to limit. It'll ask you what your limit price is. That is the price you are wanting to, in this situation, buy the security at. So you're saying, okay, this is trading at $149.26. And you only want to buy it at $149.20. So you just type in $149.20. So that's letting our system know if it drops down to this price, I want to buy 100 shares of Apple. And you can set it up for a duration of having that order open for either just today or for what's called GTC, which stands for good till cancel. And our good till cancel orders are valid for 60 days.
All right. And I'll jump in there a little bit too. So if you're doing a market order, the duration is always going to be for the day. And the reason why is that you're going to get an execution. A market order will guarantee the execution, but it won't guarantee the price. Now, if you do a limit order, the biggest difference is that it will guarantee the price, but it won't guarantee the execution. So if that stock in this instance doesn't come down 6 cents from 149.26 down to 149.20, then the order will not get executed. So that's part of the reason why they have a duration, and that you can say, I just want this order to be live for the day, and it would be a limit order, or as Keegan mentioned, good till canceled, which would be 60 days overall. All right. So if you have any questions about trading, about new account opening, about watch lists, we had a question about option trading, but I think we're going to run out of time to be able to address that today. But I do promise you, Willie, as a matter of fact, next week, I'll try to get it on the agenda where we talk about option trading, and I'll go through a little bit of a live demo. We did do a little bit on option trading if you look back, but I'll promise you next week that that'll probably be our main topic. I'm back in the saddle again. I've been on vacation for quite some time, so maybe we'll jump back next week and we'll talk a little bit about option trading. So Juan is asking a question right now, and we got time for a couple of more questions, so get them in the chat box. Overall, Juan says, are you planning to release a stock screening as you currently have with the ETF screening? So we first of all, Keegan, let's highlight that there is an ETF screener, and you might want to show that off a little bit.
Okay.
And the question overall is, do we have any plans to do a stock screener? Right now, we just have the research ability. ETFs are kind of the main draw right now, and Keegan's going to highlight the ETF screener a little bit here. But you're right. I don't know of any plans to do an actual stock screener besides the fact that we give you the research and we highlighted the research on the show today from two different outside third party analysts overall. So overall, right now, my answer is maybe, but I don't have an ETA for you as to when we might develop a stock screener. Can you show Keegan? Can you get to the ETF screener?
Yes, I'll be happy to show you.
Okay, and then I'm going to probably bring you back to this page here in a little bit.
Okay. So in
Uh,
order to, I'm
and
sorry.
that will probably be our last question for the day. So let's go to the ETF. Just highlight where the ETF screener is.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and Jay Williams is asking in the chat box, please demonstrate how a sell limit order would work.
Okay. All righty. So in order to get to the ETF screener, you would hit this tools feature up here. So there's two different sections up at the top, one with the purple plum background, and then the darker background, you would hit tools, and then you would hit ETF screener. And then once this pops up, you can click on the different features up top in order to try to narrow down what specific ETF you're looking for. You can include different price ranges, ratings, fund types, sectors, things of that nature. And if you click on each one of these, as you can see, each of them drop down, and then you can just select whichever price range you know you're looking for, and then the page will automatically update for you.
Okay, and then I have two other comments, and we're coming to the end of the show today. We got to make sure we cut a little short. We have so demonstrate how to do a sell limit order
Okay.
for Jay Williams. And then William overall says, fantastic. See you tomorrow. William, our next show will be 1 week from today. Right now, we do the daily or the customer service show on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll see you next week, William, for the overview of how to trade options. And then, while you're looking at the limit order, Keegan, I have one last question I think you can answer along the way. Can you create a joint investment account within Ally Invest?
Okay. So while my trade screen is loading up here, I'll go ahead and answer the question about opening up a joint account. Yes, you can open up a joint account. It is by default joint with rights of survivorship. So if something were to unfortunately happen to one of the joint account holders, the remaining estate of that would go to the surviving joint account holder. But that's how our joint accounts by default work. Not exactly sure why.
Keegan, you know
Sorry.
what? Why don't you, you might have to refresh that, but why don't you
Okay.
show something different and let's show it in the QuickTrade. And
Okay.
instead of using the full trade ticket, there's another way that you can enter an order. And let's show them how to do a sell order in the QuickTrade ticket.
All right. Give me a second.
Yeah, you're moving a little bit slow because of the Zoom that we have running.
Yep, it's fine. All right. So let's just say you're back on your dashboard page, looking at, an overall perspective of your account, and you want to quickly place a sell limit order. You would hit this quick trade feature up in the top right corner. So right where my mouse is, this blue box, hit quick trade. And then if it's Apple that you're, wanting to place a sell limit order for, that's fine. If not, you would change it to whatever ticker symbol you need. You want to make sure it's for whatever account you're placing the order for. If you have multiple investment accounts, you would go down here and click action. You would change from buy to sell. And then however many shares you have. So let's say you just have like 50 shares. And then you want to change from a market order to a limit order. So you click limit. And as you can see, it'll ask for like a limit price, and it should automatically load up like the last trading price. But let's say you want to try to get, a nice round even $150 for your 50 shares per share. And
So
then
I'm going to
same thing.
highlight, and I'm going to jump in, Keegan, here. So we're highlighting that if you're doing a sell limit, usually your limit price is going to be above the stock price because you're saying that I want to get a higher price than what's currently trading. If I just want to receive what's trading, I do market, and I would expect to get what the quote is right now, 149.31. That's not guaranteed, but you'd expect to get something close to that. So what Keegan is doing here is he's putting it in at 150, saying that he wants the market to go up to 150 before you actually sell my underlying stock. And you can actually save a step in here, but in this test account, we don't have any positions. And you can actually come from the holdings page and click trade, and it will take you to the QuickTrade ticket. And from that holdings page, you can enter that sell limit also. Or obviously, you can just go directly to the QuickTrade and type in the symbol. With that said, one of the benefits of coming from the holdings page is that it will know the number of shares that you are selling because it knows what's in your holdings page overall. All right. Well, with that said, I think that's going to be it for today's customer service show. We'll be back this Monday, and it looks like per William's request, we'll probably be talking about options. But please bookmark this, click subscribe and ring the bell so you get all the notifications for all the customer service shows and everything on the Ally YouTube channel. And with that said, thank you, Keegan, and we'll see you next week.